Yeah, friends, we've got a whole lot of noodles going on here, to say the least, right? And I am doing hopefully about 15 of these 5-gallon buckets. These are food grade heavy duty. We got these at Lowe's. I have been working on my long-term food storage. Thanks to Care Of for sponsoring today's video. For 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com and enter promo code Jamerrill50. If you saw my video a few weeks ago, you know that I did my first 50 gallons total of emergency food storage buckets for our large and growing family. And let me tell you, I learned a lot. Now, I read a book by my now friend Karen Morris called A Year Without the Grocery Store, and she super inspired me to get started with long-term food storage. Now, usually on hand for many years now, I've had 2 to 3 months of food storage available at home between refrigerators and freezers and pantry items. But I've been trying to expand and grow, and doing long-term food storage buckets is definitely a new skill I wanted to pick up in 2020. So far in my long-term food storage, I've been able to get rice. I have done some sugar and some salt. We're gonna do more sugar today. I don't have any noodles yet. Now, you've seen by my recent Sharp Shopper grocery hauls, these bags of 10 pounds of noodles for $5.99 are amazing. And I've been stacking these in my foyer, waiting for today to get some food buckets done with them. And I also have some more wheat berries and flour that I would like to get in food storage buckets. So far, my food storage buckets, as I mentioned, I've done rice, I've done some sugar, I've done some salt, I have done wheat berries, I have done flour, and I've gotten some beans done. I've gotten about 80 pounds or so of dried beans. Now, remember, we have ages toddler all the way through grown up, multiple teenagers, getting into lots of middle school kids and middle kids now. So yeah, and we've always worked from home and school from home full time. So let me tell you, it's a whole lot of all the time. Yes and amen. So I definitely want to get pasta in long-term food storage because I have found such a fantastic deal on it. My plans with my long-term food storage is to rotate through the buckets and not really keep anything in buckets for 25 or 30 years. Since I'm taking the time to put the food in proper long-term food storage anyway, we're using our food grade buckets. I've got Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers. We might as well take the time and give it as long of a shelf life as it will possibly have. Now, for the salt and for the sugar, I learned from you all here on YouTube before I got to it. Do not put an oxygen absorber in your salt or your sugar, or you will end up with a giant brick. So you saved me from that when I did my salt and sugar the other day. No bricks, no bricks whatsoever. So today I will be using an oxygen absorber with the noodles, and then I have sugar here. My dilemma is I only have 10 oxygen absorbers left. As I said, this is probably my 4th time now doing food storage buckets, and I videoed the first time. You can watch that video up on the channel. So since my first time, I have moved on over to using the hair straightener idea, also learned by my wonderful YouTube viewers. And that worked fantastic the last 2 times that I did it. So it has been going well. Like I say, today I want to get these noodles done. You can watch my other video to see how I did rice and I did oatmeal and I did wheat berries in that video. So more long-term food storage videos coming up, but let's get going with this pasta, see how far we can get. I don't think I'm gonna get all these done. I'm thinking 1 10-pound bag per bucket. I've got about 140 pounds of noodles that I've gotten on sale. Let me also say this is not noodle hoarding because Sharp Shopper is a discount grocery store. You can go to it yourself. It's in Virginia and Pennsylvania. They have markdowns from items that are not sold in traditional stores fast enough, and Sharp Shopper buys them up in bulk and sells them back to folks. There has been no limits there. And so for the past 2 months, whenever I go, and they still keep rocking this noodle deal, every time I get 2 or 3 bags of this pasta, and it has added up to what it is. My family will not mind because we love noodles in all of their forms. Also, I have been recently reading this fantastic book called The Prepper's Pantry. Here's more about this author, her blog, theorganicprepper.com. Anyway, she has a food list in here. Her book talks about building a 1-year emergency food pantry for your family, and she has numbers in here based on per person amounts. And then she encourages you, once you build your 1 year, that you keep growing from there. So let me just show a little reality check for what it's like for a family of 10. I don't think I'm going to get to truly a 1-year emergency food storage. I might get a solid several months, even though I'm here talking to you about 140 pounds of noodles. Let's look at these numbers real quick on what this looks like for a large family. She suggests for every family member over age 7, we got 300 pounds of grains, 60 pounds of beans, 75 pounds of dry milk, 60 pounds of sugar. She goes on. I won't spoil her whole book for you. For a large family, that would be 3,000 pounds of rice, noodles, flour, and wheat berries. Okay, 600 pounds of beans. Right now, I have 80 pounds of beans in my storage. Now, beans go a long way. I'm glad to have 80 pounds of beans. But I'm just saying, to help bring some perspective to the numbers for feeding a lot of people, I'm nowhere near close. My 80 pounds of beans breaks down to about 6 weeks worth of emergency food storage. Dry milk, I would need 750 pounds. I'm trying to think. I have maybe 50. Then she has sugars, 600 pounds of sugar. I think after we get my sugar done today, because I've got different little packs of sugar I've picked up here and there whenever I shop, I think I probably did 75 pounds the other night. We might have another 50 pounds in there. So I'm sharing those numbers again to bring perspective. I think with the emergency food storage buckets that I have done, and again, these that I'm doing here, and if I can get a few more in, I'm thinking, and again, I've got to nerd out on my math, I might have 3 to 4 months when it's all said and done of large family, emergency, pantry stable type food storage. So I'm saying all of this because, again, I know I got a lot of noodles here, but whenever you break down on the math, it's not really a lot of noodles. It's an illusion. So I've got my Mylar Pro bags. Also, with my oxygen absorbers, I've got 1 pack of 10 left. I do still have Mylar. Again, oxygen absorbers and Mylar are available now, but a few months ago, it was very hard to get your hands on them. So, might be thoughts you want to think as you're planning ahead for fall and winter. You know, as the saying goes, make hay while there's sunshine. You might want to look into getting some things that your family might need now in the summer while the sun is shining. Okay, so these are ginormous Mylar Pro bags. I like to use this because I can get a good seal on the top, and that has been working with the hair straightener. Squeeze all the air out, pop my oxygen absorber in, seal it on down. So let's get these in all the buckets. This is so sad. This Mylar bag looks like it has a cut in it. That is also an advantage to rotating your food storage, is if your Mylar did get a rip in it, or if you've had any issues with your food storage, it allows you to get in there and troubleshoot it, make improvements, reseal something if you need to, and I learned that in the book, A Year Without the Grocery Store. Okay, so here we go. We got 15 buckets with Mylar. Like I said, I'm gonna do 10 with the noodles and the oxygen absorber. Then I'm gonna see how far I can get with the sugar. Then besides that, I've gotta wait till my next order of oxygen absorbers comes in a few days. I may end up with a couple buckets that are just here waiting to go. So one thing that I've read about doing noodles in long-term food storage, now I haven't done noodles in long-term food storage, but I'm getting ready to learn all about it. You've gotta watch the noodles ripping the Mylar. So my macaroni style noodles, they should be fine. I do have some like bow tie type noodles, and I also have long spaghetti and fettuccine noodles. Those I will have to hand in there. I'm gonna try to just pour this, so see how it goes. And then you pick up on your bag, twist it around a little bit. Oh, don't do it on your toes. I'm going to write on, I've been using painter's tape on this and put it on the outside of my bucket. I get my bags filled. Then I set my timer for 15 minutes because again, I have read you need to use your oxygen absorbers in less than 15 minutes. If you need to, you can store them in a mason jar, seal the lid real tight. Last night when I did it for my other 10 buckets, I was able to, once I had the food in, and I sealed them into the last little bit, and I got the oxygen absorbers in and sealed the last of the bags. I did 10 in like 4.5 minutes. So it can be done. You just need to have everything prepped and go quick. So I'm just gonna put pasta, and it looks like 10 pounds is all I can get in a bucket. I'm dating it 7/20. Now, the bucket itself cost me about $3. The Mylar, I think, less than $1. Oh, I wrote on the wrong side of my tape. Oxygen absorbers, I bought them in bulk, like 30 oxygen absorbers for $17, so you can divide it on down. If you go to buy a 5-gallon bucket with food in it for long-time food storage, it costs a pretty penny. It's convenient. But I mean, I see buckets go for $50 to $100 and some dollars. Just depends on what's inside. So it's definitely more affordable to do it yourself at home. But then sometimes you just can't. And if you're able to just get yourself a bunch of buckets for long-term food storage, do that too. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple of these pasta 10-pound labels. Now, since my last emergency long-term food storage in buckets video, I was able to get a case of Gamma lids. I think I got 10 or 15 total. For a while, those were something that was also hard to find. And I think some of my viewers last time recommended that I also write with permanent marker on the Mylar. Also with the Mylar now, in my first video, I got a board and I used an iron and I did it down low. What I've been doing now is taking my iron along the top. So the Mylar is reusable. Later I can open this and reseal it. My plan is, as I'm getting into this, let's say this thing of pasta. Oh, to give you an example, if I'm doing spaghetti or lasagna or some sort of pasta dish, I do 6 pounds of pasta, whatever style noodle, at a time. Now, that may make a couple meals that we enjoy over a few days. So that would be more than half of this bucket for one meal that I would cook for my family. So again, just saying, like with the 140 or 160 pounds of noodles, when I use noodles, I go through a lot of noodles. But I am gonna write on here, and I guess now if I open this and I reseal it later, I will need to scratch out what I originally wrote and write the new item on there. But I'm gonna write pasta, 10 pounds, 7/20. Why not? Doesn't hurt to do that. Then I'm going to go ahead, put my little label on my next one. I didn't want to write with permanent marker on the buckets. It just seems so permanent. Okay, so I just did 3 bucket labels. I like getting in my little assembly lines. I'm gonna go ahead and do 5 more labels because we're doing 100 pounds of pasta. That's official. How much sugar is questionable. Three more labels. And I'm just taking the lazy way. I'm just saying pasta. Now, the 3 other times that I have worked on my long-term food storage buckets, I have been able to get about 25 pounds of rice per bucket. You can see that in my first video. I was able to get 25 pounds of sugar per bucket. The salt I've been able to find at Sharp Shopper. It's a 25-pound bag for like $8.29. I think I could actually get 50 pounds of salt in a bucket, but I just packaged them at 25-pound intervals. And then the oatmeal, I'm able to get about 12.5 pounds per bucket. I have, whoops, that was a noodle under my knee. I have flour and oatmeal in my freezer. And what that does is flour and oatmeal, various pantry items, they all have a certain amount of bug eggs, weevil eggs in them. And if you can put them in the freezer at least for 72 hours. I mean, they can be in there for years, honestly. But if you can put them in there for 72 hours, that should freeze all the eggs and kill anything alive in there. Also, though, I have read that the oxygen absorbers, because it takes out all the oxygen, will also kill the weevil eggs in your food storage. So you want to, if possible, put them in the freezer first, because it's not going to hurt to do that. And then when you take them out, you'll want them to return back to room temperature, so you're not dealing with temperature fluctuations within your Mylar. Thank you for Care Of for sponsoring today's video. For 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com and enter promo code Jamerrill50. So real quick, ladies, before we get back to bagging all that sugar, this is my Care Of dispenser, and here are my special vitamin packets that I got that were based on the quiz that I took. I went to takecareof.com, and you can go to takecareof.com and enter promo code Jamerrill50 for 50% off. Yeah, they have a little quiz there, okay? They go through your energy needs, sleep habits, ask you about anything you have going on in particular in your life and your body and what you need. And for me, it said that I needed prenatal vitamins. Now that is because my oldest son is about to be 20. That means for the last 20 years, I have either been pregnant, breastfeeding a baby, or in between getting pregnant. And so I have lived off of prenatal vitamins for over 2 decades now. So when I took the quiz, they're like, yep, she needs prenatal. And then they also gave me cranberry, which I've taken before, and that's for women's urinary tract health. And it comes in this dispenser. I got 30 packs, so 1 for every day. I can put it somewhere where it's convenient to me, and as I already showed you, it's just cute because every pack has my name on it. Take a short online quiz and answer some questions about your diet, health goals, and lifestyle. And Care Of will recommend a list of vitamins and supplements specifically for your health needs and goals. Answer questions like how much sleep do you get? How often do you work out? Do you follow any special diets? Are you concerned about your hair, skin, and nail health? And more. Then follow Care Of's expert recommendations or adjust your packet anytime. What you receive is totally up to you. Care Of can make taking your vitamins and supporting your health goals attainable. Care Of is focused on the quality, science, and research that goes into each of their products and recommendations. Now, if you are lucky enough to be hearing the horn in the background, that is Liam's cattle horn that he wanted. We ordered it off there it is, and Daniel's playing it. Ordered it off of Amazon for $17. He needed it in his life. He was desperate for it. And so now, yes, we hear the horn outside all the time. So we're coming right along here. Got our various types of pasta noodles, and now we have 3 more buckets to do. And for this last one, before we get into the sugar, let's see, this looks like thin spaghetti here. Let's see if I can get 20 pounds in this bucket. Only way to know is to try, right? Okay, let me just adjust that label. 20 pounds, okay. So that means we will have put 110 pounds of pasta in long-term food storage. Now I will be a good little chicken here and write on every bag. Look in all the noodle bags. I guess before I do my oxygen absorbers, you know what? I think I'll just have a massive sealing party at the end. Let's take a look at the sugar that I have, and we'll do however many. As I said, my last time I did sugar, actually last evening, I got 25 pounds per bucket. So let's have a look. These are not the bulk sugar. Walmart has bulk sugar right now. I think you can get like 25 pounds for $6 or $7. These are various little ones I had either in my pantry or I've picked up here and there. Okay, so these, okay, 4-pound bags. So let's see. Okay, so my light brown sugar, I don't have enough yet to do a bucket. And same thing with my powdered sugar. I've got about 12 pounds of powdered sugar and I've got about 12 pounds of brown sugar. So I'm just gonna keep them back in my little box here, and I'll just continue to get a few here and there when I'm out shopping. And that is a great way to build up your long-term food storage, is just get a little bit here and there as you can. But I do have, these are 10-pound bags, so I've got 50 pounds of sugar. That one popped open. So this will be 2 buckets full. And then the pure cane sugar, I've got enough with this to do 1 food storage bucket with the pure cane sugar. So that'll be 3 more buckets. And again, with sugar and salt, don't use an oxygen absorber. That's what you guys told me, and that's what I have since read, so let's do that. Also, a few more food storage, pantry storage, long-term food storage thoughts. You can put your yeast in your freezer for up to 2 years to extend the shelf life on that. And then your baking soda, if you can put it in like a Ziploc bag or an airtight container of some sort, you can put that in your freezer for up to 2 years as well. Your baking powder, though, is not good to put in the freezer. You're only gonna get about 6 months to a year with that, so you gotta use it while you have it. But baking soda and your yeast can go in the freezer for 2 years or so. Not related to food storage buckets, but also wanted to pass that along to you. My younger kids were helping me last night with the beans. They had a lot of fun with that. We did black beans and pinto beans and red beans and navy beans. I've got some split peas right now, but I only have about 5 pounds of them. So that will be something I'll look to get a few extra bags if I can. Daniel helped me organize all the beans into families. And then I opened them and he helped me dump them in. I learned last night with the beans, if you can with these smaller bags, I know it's not possible with the giant ones, but open them in the bag and then dump it in. Now, if you need to repackage and seal in smaller bags, like Ziploc bags, you certainly can. I just figure, and I could be wrong, will not be the first time, I just figure that as I open buckets, we'll put a gamma lid on it, refill containers on the counter, or use it directly from the bucket from there. I think that will be functional, but again, I might find out different. Recipe on the back for a mango cheesecake. Alrighty then. Maybe I should drop that recipe in a bucket as a note to my future self, huh? Here you go, Jamerrill. This is what you need to make. Okay, last one. I think this one will be right about 23 pounds or so. I'm going to round up and say 25. Close enough. I was doing that with my rice too. I've been able to get 20-pound bags of rice at Sharp Shopper. So I do 2 20-pound bags, and then I put the overflow over a couple buckets. I guess I would do 4 20-pound bags, right? And then another 20-pound bag divided down by 4ths for each bucket to make it 25 pounds each. Gee, Jamerrill, why do you not have all your unpacking done? Because now I'm doing food buckets. So that was raw cane sugar. My little homemade labels here. So we'll have 3 buckets that are just in with their Mylar waiting for me. A few days I'll do those. And be sure to let me know in the comments if you like these long-term food storage bucket videos. This is something I feel like it's another 2020 skill. I read some stuff, I got the supplies, I've done it. Again, my 4th time doing it, and I just feel a little proud of myself for learning this. Yay, it's something that's always been on my to-do list. So I just put my hair straightener, turn that on. I just turn it up to the highest setting. Obviously, your miles may vary, do your own research, use caution, risk, hot iron, all of that. I'm gonna go through, and the sugar we'll just go ahead and seal all the way. The other bags we will seal and we'll push extra air out. most of the way. Then I'm gonna set another timer. We're gonna try to get all these oxygen absorbers in it. See if I can do it in my, maybe I can beat my 4-minute record. I don't think so though. I really thought when I did it last night that I would be pushing the 15-minute mark. So I was, again, another thing, I was proud I can do oxygen absorbers and seal it in about 4.5 minutes for 10 buckets, yay. And I know it's dark outside of my windows, but Travis is outside with the kids. Okay, so here's, and actually Mr. Travis, he picked this up. I said, I need a hair straightener for my bags, and this is the one he got me. It goes up to 430 degrees. Kids are calling animals and hooting and hollering. And I don't need that big of an opening at the end. Wow, this is a great camera angle. Thank you, tripod, for playing along. Don't need a huge opening. I think in, they're calling kitties now for evening food. In the last video, one of the questions I got recently was if I put the oxygen absorber in with the food, and I did. But I just leave a little hole, squeeze out extra air, and I will also go back. This is just what I've been doing recently, and then doing another seal, because why not? I got the room. There are also proper heating, bag sealing tools available. Again, I'm going with online tips and tricks and YouTube viewer comments. And I've been timing myself. I just like to run timers. I like to see how long things take. It helps me be aware for future planning. So far, I've been filming this and doing these buckets for about 40 minutes. Of course, anything you watch me do is going to take a little longer because I am filming. But still, last night when I did buckets, I think start to finish, it was about an 1.5 hour process. Although I did have a 5-year-old helping me. So we were taking extra time to count beans and have good chat and make it special. So as always, your mileage may vary. With this sugar, I'm gonna squeeze all the air out and we'll seal it all the way now. Okay, and then that was just me doing a double seal. It's very hot at the top, so let it cool before you shove it back down in your bucket. So much easier than using the board in the clothing iron. That was a good way to do it the first time, but I do like this trick. I do. There might be cons to using this method that you guys haven't told me yet. Maybe you're hiding it from me, keeping information I should know, or I just haven't read it yet. But so far, 3rd time using the hair straightener, and it's going pretty well. I'm probably triple sealing some of these bags, but I just love using this hair straightener so much. All right, so now we can get another timer going. Thank goodness these Apple Watches have multiple timers you can run. Pause it for a second. Let me get my oxygen absorbers cut, and then it's just gonna be 10 drops and quick seals, and then we'll go back and do an extra seal just because we can. And that was your guys' idea. That's a good idea. This was a pack of 30, so there you go. That tells you, in addition to the salt and the sugar, I've done 20 other buckets that needed oxygen absorbers. And so, where'd my scissors go? Where are you, scissors? And I have more that are coming on Friday. Again, as I broke down the math, for my large family of 10, when I am done with these buckets, I'm gonna do them for the next few weeks, continuing on. I am hoping to have a couple months worth of emergency pantry items and food storage items for my family. And now, I know folks said in my other videos they wanted to see the bags actually shrink down, but based on what I've read, we'll go back and double seal in a minute. Based on what I've read, it can actually take a full week for that entire process to go through. You can leave your lid off your buckets to check in on it. Okay, last seal. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left. So that took 5 minutes and 15 seconds, including me adjusting my camera angle. Now I'm gonna go through and do a double seal just to do it. I just really like using this hair straightener. That is the main reason. This one looks like I already did it. Oh well, I'm doing it again. So even though I keep looking at my watch, I'm off the clock now because we have the oxygen absorbers in and we did those final seals. This is just me doing another seal just in case. Because a lot of YouTube viewers recommended it on my first video, I have put many of the wonderful recommendations of that video into practice the 3 times since then that I have done food storage. Be sure to let me know in the comments as well what other items you would suggest I put in my food storage. Again, I'm still working on different beans and I want to do a couple different types of sugars. I'd like to do some couscous. Oh, there's that horn. Oh yeah, I just barely touched it. And let me tell you, when you do this seal at the top, it hurts if you touch it. So be very careful. I already double sealed my sugar. I think we're good. I think I'm gonna start putting lids on buckets and start with these sugars. You can leave the lids off and check on your bags over a week. I'm going to at least put the lids on them loosely, just so I can get them out of my hair. In 1 hour and 6 minutes, we have done 13 long-term food storage buckets. I'm just gonna do my math here in front of you. So we had 11 bags of pasta at $5.99, so it was $65.89 for 110 pounds of various pastas. These are the Mylar that I ordered. I got 50 5-gallon bags for $77. That means it was $1.54 per bag times 11 for the pasta. So $16.94 in Mylar plus $16.94. And then about another $40 for the 10 buckets and 10 lids. So $122.83, and that breaks down to $12.28 per bucket of long-term storage pasta. You cannot buy a bucket, especially a 5-gallon bucket with 10 to 20 pounds of pasta, sealed for 25 to 30 years for $12.28. So it shows doing it yourself at home really is the cheaper chicken way to do it. And Mama's a little tired now. I'm not going to break down the math on the 3 buckets of sugar. Just pretty, probably, actually I'll just say it's pretty much the same because the 10-pound bags of sugar, somewhere around the $5 mark, depending on where you live. Buckets the same cost, Mylar the same cost. Did not include the cost of the oxygen absorber. Okay, hold on. My most recent purchase of oxygen absorbers, we got 30 for $25. I think that's about what it was the first time. So 25 divided by 30. So that makes the oxygen absorbers 83 cents each. So whatever that $12, was it $12.59? So you guys have the benefit of having just watched me said this. And I don't remember because I'm here doing other math. So anyway, we'll say it was $12.59. So $13.42, including the price of the bucket and the lid and the Mylar and the oxygen absorber and the stuff to go in it. Again, if you go look, you cannot get a 25-pound bucket of sugar in long-term food storage. Oh, but the sugar, we could take off the price of the oxygen absorber. It's okay. You know what I'm saying. You can't buy it for that price. You're gonna pay 5 to 10 times as much. So if you want to get into long-term food storage, this is a good way to step into it. The buckets are available locally to me, like Tractor Supply, Home Depot, Lowe's. Originally, I ordered all of my buckets in my first round of food storage from Walmart.com. They're no longer available online, but in stores, I'm finding them. So you can check your local hardware store and such. And the food grade buckets, Travis got these today for me at Lowe's. They were there, plus the lids. And remember to get your special customizable vitamin experience, head over to takecareof.com and use special promo code Jamerrill50 to get 50% off your first order for your own customized vitamins that are picked to meet the unique needs in your life. So click that first link in the description below. That will take you to takecareof.com as well. And remember, promo code Jamerrill50. Let's talk about long-term food storage in these comments. I'm saving up split peas as I find them. I think I've only got about 5 pounds so far. Want to do some brown sugar and some powdered sugar. What are some other things? And I have more old-fashioned oats and flour in my freezer, and then I also have some wheat berries that need packaged up. So more coming along. Let me know if you'd like to see a video with all of those items as well, and I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye bye.